Hello, Leo. Elsie here to do your reading. It is for the week ahead. Leo, how are you? I hope you're well. Thanks so much for clicking here, Leo. My fire family, and we do have one deck that we're using this week. It's called Voice of the Souls Oracle. We're going to get a couple of cards here, and then we're going to clarify those with tarot. How are you, Leo? I hope you're well. And let's find out what's going on for you in the week ahead. Leo, if you've been here before, you know that I'm always reading for the week ahead, right? And whether you get this today, tomorrow, or next year, it could resonate with you. We're not all on the same timelines. If you're a brand new Leo, though, welcome here. Welcome to all these shenanigans. And Leo, if you're back watching again, I appreciate you. Let's find out what's going on here. Tell me about Leo. Tell me about Leo's energy for the week ahead, please. We have Karmic Relationship, card number 24, which is a 6. Leo, I think you're being breadcrumbed in some sort of a karmic relationship. And what else do we have here? We've got guide. I feel like you need to be guided out of this here. Bottom of the deck, we have a message of peace, and then we have karma. Karma is card number 16, which is the Tower. I feel, gosh, I want to tell you this, Leo, but it feels like there is some sort of a karmic friendship, karmic relationship of some sort. It feels like it is a person, a karmic is somebody who enters your life simply to teach you lessons. And once you receive those lessons, they usually leave unless you won't let them leave. So it feels like it could be somebody that you keep calling back into your life, right? And this person is karmic, so every time they enter your life, they teach you a new lesson. It feels like there's some sort of guided information here for you that I feel like you're not going to like the answer to. I'm just going to say, if you want to get out of this karmic loop, I feel like that you can be guided out of the karmic loop, but this is card number 15. And so the card number 15 is the devil energy, but also 1 and 5 is 6. So it could be about a connection here that seems like it looks like soulmate energy, but I don't think it is because of the devil being here, who is kind of a trickster energy, right? So maybe you're being tricked into thinking that this karmic connection you have here is actually soulmate connection. I don't think it is. We'll see what the cards have to say. Let's talk about this, Leo. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Understand, karmics can come in the form of friends, and they can come in the forms of lovers. We're not always talking about a romantic reading. This could be a friend, somebody who's not supposed to be in your life for the rest of your life, somebody who is to teach you a lesson, a karmic lesson, and then they were to leave, but maybe you didn't let them. Tell me about karmic relationship, please. We've got the Hanged Man in the reverse. We've got the 9 of Pentacles, and we have the Lovers. So it does feel like this relationship is a choice. Whether it's romantic or platonic, it is a choice. The Lovers is here. If it is a romantic connection, I did say before we got any tarot on the table that it feels like a soulmate connection. But sometimes karmics can feel that way. So, because the karmic comes in trying to get you to trust them so they can teach you the lesson, and then they can get the heck on the road, right? So we've got the Hanged Man in the reverse. The 9 of Pentacles is here, and it almost feels like, I never really get this energy with the 9 of Pentacles, but it almost feels like a stand your ground kind of energy. Look, I'm confident that this is a soulmate, Elsie. What are you talking about? It's not a karmic relationship. You can believe whatever you want, friend, but the cards are saying that if I am connecting with you, maybe I'm not, right? Maybe I'm not talking about your situation, but if I am, it feels like things aren't as they seem. I'm just going to say it does feel like that there is that you're pretty confident that this is the Lovers. You're going to say like, look, I've had a realization. I'm pretty sure that this person is my soulmate. But understand, there are karmic soulmates. Not every soulmate that shows up is meant to stay in your life forever either. Soulmates aren't just romantic. Soulmates they usually show up as somebody that you trust immediately, somebody you have this soul connection with, and they are meant literally to come in and give you lessons if they are a karmic soulmate. So there is such a thing. person who is supposed to come to your life, make you trust them immediately so they can get you to get that lesson so they can get on their way. Stop playing the doorman. As I pull out the King of Swords, be honest with yourself. We have the Two of Pentacles and the Two of Swords. It does feel like there's been a juggling process here. So it feels like here, Leo, whether this is a friendship or whether this is something romantic. And look, there's no cups here. We've got swords, pentacles, and the lovers is what we have. I feel like you're not listening to your intuition. I feel like you're not listening to your intuition, but you're about to have some sort of a rude awakening. It feels like that you're sort of standing your ground in, look, I've been making decisions all my life. I'm really confident in how I do business. I'm really confident within how I look. And I don't think that that's translating to the confidence, like the inner confidence. It feels like, sometimes we can just pull that label off and stick it on someone's head and say, oh yeah, this is my soulmate, because it makes us feel like we've made the right decision. So we have the King of Swords here. I feel like the King of Swords is here because this is the person who has the last word. It's the person who organizes all the thoughts, figures it out, the one who's very honest with themselves, that this person could very well be juggling other people. We do have the Two of Pentacles here, which also is decision making. So I would say that the King of Swords is about to make a decision. Now, I don't know if you have any air energy, but even if you don't, the King of Swords is an energy, not just a person. So I feel like there is somebody here who is going to make the decision, for the best decision for everyone involved. The last decision, in fact. And it feels like there is somebody here who's sort of up in their head juggling. I'm not really sure. Do I want this or do I want that? Do I want to go this way or do I want to go that way? Or do I just release this thing altogether? We do have a full moon above the head of the person holding the two swords. I think you're trying to feel it out. I think you're trying to feel it out, but I also feel like each time this person leaves your life, leaves your presence, that you reach out for them and you ask them to come back into your life, whether it's romantic or platonic. So it feels like this person walks away, they walk out the door, and you kind of like grab their arm and say, no, come back, don't leave, because you might not hear from them with all these swords. We do have the Two of Swords and the King of Swords, and the King holds one sword. There are three swords here, understand. I feel like that somebody is juggling people, and I feel like if it is romantic or even if it's platonic, that this person is somebody who's just going to break your heart. They're going to disappoint you. I feel like there is, sadness, and you can see the Ten of Cups is next to the Nine of Swords. I feel like you're already worried about what's coming in the future. I think that you know. I feel like you're trying to ignore your intuition with the Hanged Man in the reverse. It feels, though, like you shouldn't hold back. You shouldn't hold back. You should listen to yourself. I feel like you're worth more because the Nine of Pentacles is here. You need to see your worth and know your worth. Let's talk about this guide energy here. What is this? I'm just looking. I just got to show you this. Look at how the person on the Two of Pentacles is looking at the King. Like, yeah, I got this. It's okay. I got this. I don't really need you. You can go now. Because it feels like that with the King of Swords coming in, there's something very definite coming to an end here. Like it feels like somebody is going to make a decision. You also could be dealing with a Gemini, a Libra, or Aquarius here. We've got Pisces energy here, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Tell me about this guide energy here. Because it feels like somebody may have shown up in this devil energy to be your guide. Just saying. Ooh, Queen of Swords, really? Okay. Let's find out why the Queen of Swords is here. This person was here to level you up, friend. Was here to transform you into the Queen of Swords. And how else could they do that except by being the King of Swords? Somebody here was to teach you how to liberate yourself, how to bring boundaries into this situation, and also how to just speak the truth. Look, the truth doesn't really care if you like it or not. That's the truth. The truth doesn't really care if you like it or not. The fact of the matter is here with death is here for transformation, and I feel like this karmic relationship was supposed to have you be truthful and honest with yourself. This person was supposed to mirror your energy and bring out the Queen of Swords in you. The Death card is here. Give me one more card. We have the Ace of Pentacles. This was never meant to last forever. This was never meant to be a confirmed relationship. They were never meant to invest here. This was never meant to materialize as something permanent in the 3D. It feels like it was meant to teach you a lesson. The lesson is to transform you into the Queen of Swords energy. So you would be honest, throw up some boundaries, learn how to liberate yourself and speak the truth. Tell me more. We've got the Sun, and that's exactly what you learned here. Look, I feel like I am talking to somebody here who is really hurting at this time. It feels like you're really hurting at this time, and the Sun is here to bring realization, to bring breakthrough and growth. And I feel like this has been a painful growth process, because this card number 15 here is devil energy, and it does feel like this is something that was super painful. Like you didn't want to let go of it. It was chained to you, or you were chained to it, whether it's a situation, a person, lovers, or platonic. Maybe it's a friendship. But the Sun is here. You're here, Leo. And it feels like you were the one that was supposed to see the lesson. And I think that you got the lesson, but I don't think you like the way that you got the lesson. I think that it hurts. I think you're in the midst of transformation and realization. Realization with the Death card is an awakening. It's an awakening that the Ace of Pentacles is in the reverse, that this was not supposed to be a forever thing. This person was not supposed to invest in this particular situation. Tell me about the Five of Swords. And we have the World card. So look, it feels like there is, oh boy, we have the, oh gosh. Okay, look, we're just going to take them off the bottom of the deck because there's a lot of change going on here, and we'll talk about those in a minute. But look, we're looking at the Sun, the Five of Swords, and the World card. The Five of Swords here is somebody who had to win at any cost, or somebody who causes a lot of grief, angst. They were meant to cause the Three of Swords. They were meant to teach you about the Six Swords. Death is holding a sword, and the Five of Swords is here. They were meant to transform you, to teach you how to fight for yourself, put up your dukes, put up your boundaries, speak the truth, be honest with yourself and all the people around you. They were meant to leave your life. This fallout was meant to happen the way that it did. I think that if you're in pain, if you're the person who has realized that this has been super painful, I feel like it might be because you tried to hold on while the Wheel of Fortune is here. And I do have a short that I did about the Wheel of Fortune. If this has been painfully aggravating, it's almost like there is a birth taking place and somebody is not fully dilated. Like it feels like it's really painful. It feels like it's super painful. And I'm sorry if it is painful. I don't mean to make light of it, but it feels like it is super painful. We do have the World card here. This was meant to end. It wasn't meant to be the Ace of Pentacles in the upright. It wasn't meant to grow to the 10 Pentacles. It was meant to begin, pull you in, teach you the lesson, and then be gone. Close the door. But I have a feeling that you were standing at the door. I always say, get out of the doorway and into the flow. Because if you play doorman, for everybody that arrives in your life, no one is ever going to leave, and it's going to crash and burn. There are people who are supposed to just show up, give you the lesson, and go. Those are the karmic relationships. And I think that this was one of those that you tried to make stay. But look what's happening here. The Wheel of Fortune and the Tower are both here. There's just no way that you can fight the Wheel of Fortune, the Tower, and the Empress. You were meant to grow. And for me as a reader, this happens over and over again for me. When the Queen of Swords shows up with the Empress, it's because this one here, the Queen of Swords, is the hardest lesson to learn. Because look, you got to take all of the feeling out of it here, and we just got to go with the facts. And that's the hardest thing to do, to stand up for yourself, create the boundaries, and just be honest, because people in this society they don't favor truth. And the truth doesn't care if you like it. The truth is just what the truth is. The truth here that we see is the Wheel of Fortune and the Tower. And so the Wheel of Fortune is destiny, and it's change, and it's really, really tough change. I feel like this birthing process you're going through with the Empress here is that you are being birthed into the Empress energy. You're becoming the Empress, whether you're feminine or masculine. And I think this was a terrible, horrible, awful tower for you that you might be in the week ahead. Maybe you're already feeling the rumblings here, and it's because you wouldn't let go of a karmic relationship. It might be with somebody who is the King of Wands, possibly Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, Pisces, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, possibly Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, Sagittarius, Libra, Taurus. One more card, and then we're going to go into the extended. Wow, that's a lot of freaking energy you gave me today here, Leo. Somebody's going through it. Well, look, I'm just going to say Mars is in Leo, thankfully, for only a few more days. But this does feel like Mars in Leo energy. Somebody's going through it. One more card. We've got Justice. Oh, boy. It's going to surprise you, friend, but you're getting justice. This is the only way that justice can show up. And you know what's the thing about the Queen of Swords is that she's Libra, and so is Justice. So I feel like something has to come back into balance. Something has to be restored. Something has to be made right. And it can't be done with a karmic who stays in your life at this time. I'm going to go to the extended. That's where all of the extendeds are. If you are interested in coming here and watching me pull this apart further, because I feel like there needs to be a lot of explanation going on here, Leo, and I will be in the extended. Please look at the top of the pinned comments. At the very top of all the comments, there is a pinned comment. It does have a link to join the membership. That's where all of the extendeds are if you're interested. Also, if you're interested in a private reading, Leo, I am doing live private readings. I am doing pre-recorded private readings. There is a schedule over at Hypsee along with all my pricing. Please go take a look to see if any of that matches whatever you would like. I'm going to go in and pull this apart with a different deck. If you'd like to be there, I will see you there. Otherwise, if this is where we part, it's all good. I will see you soon. You take care, Leo. Be well. Thank you. Bye-bye.